Picture this. You're finally playing the biggest game launch in years. You pull off a heist, you buy a business, you flip a property, and within a few hours of gameplay, you've built a small empire. Cars, cash, real estate, all stacked up fast. And it feels incredible because in that world, wealth builds quickly, dramatically, and with a lot of adrenaline. But here's the twist. The same mindset that makes that game exciting is exactly the mindset that quietly wrecks people's finances in real life. My name's Monty, and if you've ever wondered why building wealth in a game feels so different from building wealth in reality, make sure to hit subscribe, because today we're breaking down the real financial lessons hiding inside a virtual crime empire, and why the differences matter more than you'd think. Let's start with the obvious one. In-game wealth is designed to feel fast. A single mission can hand you thousands. A well-timed heist can fund an entire property portfolio overnight. And that's exactly the point, because games are built around instant feedback loops. Do a thing, get a reward, feel good, repeat.
Here's what most people don't realize. Real wealth doesn't work like that. And when people unconsciously import a game's reward pacing into their real financial expectations, they end up disappointed, impatient, or chasing shortcuts that don't actually exist. If a video game raised our expectations for how fast money should grow, no wonder real investing feels painfully slow by comparison. Now, let's talk about something the game actually gets right, even if it doesn't mean to. Properties and businesses in these games generate passive income over time. You buy an asset once, and it keeps paying you afterward, without additional effort. That's not just clever game design. That's literally how real assets work. A rental property, a dividend-paying stock, a small business you don't have to babysit every day. They all follow the same underlying principle. Buy the asset, let it produce income. Don't constantly sell it off for short-term cash. This is where it gets really interesting. In the game, most players instinctively understand this. Nobody sells their profitable business for a quick payout because they know it'll keep paying them for the rest of the game. But in real life, that same logic gets abandoned constantly. People cash out retirement accounts early. They sell investments the moment the market dips. They treat long-term assets like short-term spending money. The exact strategy players intuitively use in a fictional economy gets ignored in their real one. Let's put real numbers on this. If someone owns a rental property generating $500 a month in passive income, that's $6,000 a year, every year, without them doing anything new. Over 10 years, that's $60,000 just from holding on, not counting any increase in property value. In the game, nobody would sell that property for a single lump sum of $60,000 and walk away, because the ongoing income is worth more over time. Yet in real life, people make exactly that kind of short-sighted trade constantly, giving up decades of future income for one immediate payout. Now, you might be thinking, Monty, it's just a game. None of this actually applies. Fair point, mechanically. But psychologically, it reveals something important. We already understand the concept of patient, asset-based wealth building. We just don't apply it to ourselves, because real financial growth doesn't come with flashy animations or a satisfying cash register sound. Let's talk about the grinding mentality, because this is where the real-world parallel gets uncomfortable. In these games, grinding missions for hours to afford one expensive item feels heroic. It feels like progress. But real financial grinding, working overtime, cutting every non-essential expense, sacrificing years of comfort, gets treated as boring or even embarrassing. Nobody makes a highlight reel out of consistently investing $300 a month for 20 years. But that boring habit is the real version of the in-game grind, just without the cinematic replay.
Here's the part that surprised me the most when I thought about this. The in-game economy actually rewards diversification without most players even realizing it. Smart players don't rely on one property or one business. They stack multiple income sources, properties, businesses, side hustles inside the game world.
so that if one underperforms, the others keep the empire stable. That's a real financial principle, wearing a virtual disguise. Multiple income streams protect you the same way in real life, whether that's a job plus investments, a side skill, or rental income. Think about how strange it would look if a player in the game put every single dollar into one business and refused to touch anything else. If that one business got raided or shut down, their entire empire would collapse overnight. Players avoid this instinctively because it's obviously risky within the game's logic. But in real life, plenty of people do the financial equivalent, putting all their savings into one employer stock, one property, or one speculative investment, without realizing they've built an empire with a single point of failure. So what's the real lesson hiding inside a game about heists and hustles? It's not about crime, and it's definitely not about fast money. It's about patience with assets, discipline with reinvestment, and diversification across income sources. Principles the game accidentally teaches through mechanics, even while the marketing sells adrenaline and chaos.
The uncomfortable truth is this. If you enjoy the slow, satisfying feeling of watching a virtual empire grow property by property, business by business, you already understand the emotional logic of real wealth building. You just have to be willing to feel that same patience without a loading screen telling you your net worth went up, and without a mission marker pointing you toward the next reward. If this video gave you a different way to think about building real wealth, hit the like button. It really helps the channel. And I'm curious, when you're playing games like this, are you the type who reinvests everything into buying more assets, or the type who cashes out for quick spending? Let me know in the comments, because that answer might tell you more about your real financial habits than you'd expect.